All right. Welcome, everybody. It is 5 p.m., Tuesday, March 19th, 2024, and you are at a Plan Commission of the City of Wausau. Welcome. The first item on our agenda is to approve the meeting minutes for the meeting of February 21st, 2024. I have a motion by Alder Watson and a second by, they're fighting over it. I'm going to call on one of you.
We're staring each other down. I'll second.
All right, a second by Commissioner Bolkin. Any comments or needs here? All right, all of those in favor of approving the minutes for February 21st, 2024, can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? All right, thank you, that passes. Next up is a public hearing for 4320 Riverview Drive. This is discussion on requesting an appeal of zoning administrator determination to allow for a monolith dome house. This is Brianne Kraft. I don't know, do we want to talk about the decision first before the public hearing? Okay, maybe zoning administrator, you could give us a little brief, and then we'll open the public hearing.
Thank you. So I've been corresponding with Ms. Kraft about a potential new home on a vacant lot up on Riverview Drive, and the plans are in the packet here. The home, so we did a staff report, and between reviewing the plans and looking at our zoning ordinances, we do have some exterior design standards, and we also have requirements for infill housing, so that's areas where most of the neighborhoods developed and they come back in and develop the undeveloped lots. So with her plan, it just got to the point where I felt like it wasn't going to meet that exterior building design standard, which I have outlined in our staff report. We can go through that a little more thoroughly as the meeting goes on. And then we do have a couple of plans in here of how the home's proposed to look, a site plan, Ms. Kraft's appeal, which is about a paragraph here, and then we also notified the neighbors within a couple hundred feet. Did not receive any public comment on it.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing. So if you're here for the public hearing, we welcome you to the front. You just give your name and address for the record, and you can give us 3 minutes of your statement. You're welcome to. Hi there.
Hi. So yeah, the property I bought is at 4320 Riverview Drive. Like I said in the paragraph I sent with all the other paperwork and stuff, it's I've wanted to have one of these houses built since I found out about them like 20 years ago, and they just seem like the perfect type of house. They're quick to build, they're highly energy efficient, they're super strong, almost indestructible. They've survived forest fires in California and survived hurricanes and tornadoes, and with my design, I tried to make it look like normal of a house as possible, and I just think they look really unique and would be something really fun to have.
Okay. Thank you. We're not allowed to ask you questions,
Okay.
but when we do have the debate, we may ask you questions.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to testify? All right, we're going to call a second time. If anybody would like to make any comments at this public hearing for 4320 Riverview Drive. All right, last call for the public hearing, requesting a zoning administrator appeal. All right, with that, I'm going to close the public hearing, and it is now our turn. So This is discussion on requesting an appeal of the zoning administrator determination to allow for a monolith dome house at 4320 Riverview Drive. Just a note for the body here. You can decide tonight that you'd like to take final action, or you could ask to bring this back at a future meeting, just so you know that's an option. So is there anybody here that would like to, yeah, Bill?
Yeah, so I should continue. So I made the determination that I didn't feel like it met the exterior design standards, and they have the appeal right to come to the plan commission. And there's 5 standards that I apologize, I should have had it in the staff report, but if you can bear with me, I'll just read them. There's 5 standards that should be considered in this request. And they call it a variance. The variance will not be contrary to the public interest, is number 1. Number 2 is substantial justice will be done by granting the variance. Number 3, the variance is needed so that the spirit of this ordinance is observed. Number 4 is due to special conditions, a literal enforcement of the provisions of this zoning ordinance will result in unnecessary hardship. And the 5th one is the variance will not allow any alteration of a historic structure, including its use, which basically number 5 doesn't apply. It's a vacant lot, so.
Okay. Does anybody on this body have a question or a thought? Yeah, Mr. Brueggemann. Do you want to turn your mic on? Thank you.
Sorry, I wasn't loud enough.
You were.
What is the exterior facade made up? Is that stucco? Is it fiberglass? What is it?
It's concrete, but I
Okay.
write in stucco.
Okay.
So just for the audience, it's concrete and stucco. Online audience.
And then zoning administrator Hebert, question for you. The ordinances as they are, is that something that was recently adopted? We have dome homes in Wausau that appear to have been infill at some point in time. It's hard to tell exactly when they were built, but they certainly are. They're not the same as their neighbors on either side. So just curious kind of where this came up and how perhaps these other homes were built in Wausau as well.
Yeah, thank you. This zoning code was adopted in January 1, 2020, or effective January 1, 2020. So the previous development wasn't, we didn't have exterior design standards for residential. So this is new.
I guess just a question. Bill, do you have the passage for the standards, just so we can bring them up? Is that in chapter
Oh, yeah.
23?
Chapter 23.10.51, parent 7. So 7A and then 1 through 5.
Okay. I'm sorry to do this. I have an emergency. My phone is blowing up right now. So I just need to take a 2-minute break. And unfortunately, we don't have quorum without me. So just give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back.
I know I had it. Now I lost it. 231051. Oh, all right, sorry. Okay. And I lost it again. It's a good thing we have time. Okay. You want to blow it up? That's when I lose it, but I can try it again. All right.
All right, we are back.
So here are the
Discussion.
standards again, just for review.
Motion to approve plans as proposed, reversing the zoning administrator's.
All right, we have a motion to approve a reversal of the determination. Is there a second? I have a second by Alder Watson. Is there any discussion here? Alrighty, all of those in favor of approving the plans as submitted, overturning the zoning administrator's initial decision can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition?
No.
All right, so that is 3-2-1. And does that go to council or does it, the decision has been made here?
This is it.
Okay, all right, thank you. We are moving on to file number 4. This is discussion and possible action on the sale of 902 and 904 West Thomas Street. The bids were opened by the Board of Public Works on February 21st, 2024. Do you want to take that?
Sure. I don't see a map in here. These are two remnant parcels on Thomas Street. They're right next to each other. They're only about 30 feet deep, so they're not buildable. And the Board of Public Works set the minimum bid and opened the bids, each at $250. And SISM committee made a recommendation to accept those bids to get them to the neighbors. The neighbor had expressed interest in these parcels, and that's who the bid's from. So they recommend disposing of the properties
All right.
to the bidder.
Any questions or maybe a motion by this body? Motion by Alder Watson to approve the sale of 902 and 904 West Thomas Street, and a second by Mr. Brueggemann. Any discussion? All those in favor can signify by saying aye. Any opposition? All right, that passes unanimously. Next up is the next meeting date, which will be a month from today, I assume, but I don't have that date in my mind. April 16th, there you go. Next up, I would take a motion to adjourn. I have a motion by Watson and a second by Bolkin. All in favor can signify by saying aye. Any opposition? All right, thank you very much, everyone.